If you've just picked up Vane and you're struggling to survive in your first few days, this guide will walk you through everything you need to know, from character creation to building your first base, finding tools, and eventually moving into the mid and later game. First things first, do the tutorial. It only takes a few minutes and teaches the basics of looting, healing, and crafting. Vane doesn't hold your hand, so skipping it can leave you a bit confused later. Once you start a new game, you'll pick your skills, your occupation, and your starting location. Each combination slightly changes how your early hours will play out. If you're brand new, I recommend choosing standard difficulty for your first few runs. It keeps the systems challenging but fair while you learn. After that, you may want to bump it up to hard or higher. When you spawn in, pause for a second and check your inventory. Assign your weapon to a quick slot if it isn't already, and note your utility items. A cell phone gives you a clock, access to a map with a ping feature, and your player icon. You even get a small flashlight. A GPS gives you a digital map with your player icon and the ping feature, but no light. A thermometer will add temperature to your HUD. A paper map works without batteries, but you won't see your player icon. And of course, a flashlight is your best early light source. On the top left of your HUD, there's a meter for tiredness that'll show up as you get sleepy. And there's also hunger and hydration. Each has a total range of about 200%. As an example, ignore the hunger meter and you'll see it move from 100% full to 0% and then back up to 100% starving. Ignore these meters long enough and you'll take stacking debuffs that will eventually lead to your death. Early on, eat perishables first while the power is still on. You'll eventually lose both electricity and running water, so take advantage of it while you can. You can fill every sink, tub, and toilet you find, anything that holds water. You'll need it for drinking, cooking, and cleaning. After fights, it's smart to wash off blood. Zombies are drawn to your smell if you stay dirty. Don't clean and drink from the same water source, and keep in mind that water will become filthy as you use it to clean yourself, so you'll need to refresh it occasionally. Alongside handling food and water, you'll want to start looting. This is the core of Vane's loop. Scavenging is survival. Your early priorities should be simple. A better melee weapon. The baseball bat is a strong early find, as is the ore. Check the tooltips for DPS values. Utility items that you don't have yet are also useful. Protective gloves, at least latex, and ideally fireman's gloves. Latex will protect you from electrical shock. Fireman's gloves will protect you from electrical shock and heat later. Then start your tool scavenger hunt. There are 7 tool categories in Vane, but for early survival, you just need a few. Claw hammer, pliers, any type. Screwdriver, flat or crosshead, and then something for basic cutting like a pair of scissors or a knife, and then something for heavy cutting, such as a hacksaw or a crosscut saw. This will let you start disassembling furniture and appliances to collect raw materials. Some weapons double as tools. An axe can act as a heavy cutter, like a hacksaw or bolt cutters can. You can find tools almost anywhere, but tool sheds especially, and sometimes garages, tend to have the best early spawns. And don't overlook the cast iron pan in kitchen cabinets. It's required for many cooking recipes that'll help you throughout your playthrough. As you progress, new crafting recipes will naturally tell you what tools you need next. Just read the tooltips carefully. Once you've got your first batch of loot, it's time to claim a safe house. After you pick a spot, the default keybind is B to open the build menu. To make a location yours and to prevent zombies from spawning inside, drop a utility cabinet somewhere central. If zombies breach your walls or get inside, they'll try to attack that cabinet, so place it wisely. From there, you can build fences, fortifications, and benches. Crafting at a bench is straightforward. You move the required tools and materials into the bench's inventory and select the item you wish to craft. For example, To craft a nail bat, you move the baseball bat, nails, and a hammer into the inventory of the bench, and then craft. If you have a heavy tool version of a required item, like a sledgehammer instead of a claw hammer, it'll still count in this use case. Once you start bringing home more loot, you'll realize you need storage on wheels. Any vehicle works early on, but the van is the best early hauler. It carries 1,000 weight units versus a car's 300. Inspect vehicles by opening the hood. You can replace parts or repair them as needed, but note that those require certain tools depending on the part and, of course, the part itself. But that information is provided again in the tooltips. Refuel using a jerry can or at a gas station pump. Sometimes you'll find keys inside vehicles, but usually you'll have to lockpick and hotwire. This is where your gloves come in handy. Failed hotwire attempts cause electrical shock. You'll fail often early, but each attempt increases your electrical skill. In vain, skills grow naturally with use. Melee combat increases strength. Running increases agility. You'll also find skill books that give 30 minutes of boosted experience gain. A good strategy is to read an electrical book, gear up with your latex or fireman's gloves, and then hotwire every car in sight for fast electrical XP. You'll find firearms eventually, pistols, shotguns, and rifles. My advice is don't use them early. Gunfire attracts zombies from a distance and can quickly snowball into a situation that can be overwhelming depending on your difficulty setting. Instead, stockpile them. Keep weapons and ammo stored or even mounted on walls around your base for emergencies. When a horde shows up, that's when they shine. Eventually, you'll outgrow your first base. Maybe you get bored with it, maybe you looted the whole town and there's nothing left for you here, or maybe you just want to find a better location. When that happens, decide what's essential, load up your vehicle, and move on. You can even strap furniture or appliances to your ride if you're attached to your setup. The world of Vane is already big, and it's expected to expand with future updates, so relocating and exploring is part of the long game. What makes Vane shine is that it essentially asks you, what would you do in a zombie apocalypse? And then it gives you enough realistic systems to effectively answer that question as you play through. Check the pinned comment for updates as new patches drop. Good luck. Take care.